When I first started mountain biking, we used to just hoon it around bits of woodland, thrashing about, not really knowing what we were doing until we got a little bit older and we'd venture further afield and we went to trail centres. However, we'd get there and not really know what we're doing. So today I'm here to help you because I'm going to be teaching you a few basics to get you out and about in the trail centre nice and safely. And we are at the Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve just on the outskirts of Bentonville, which is a prime example of a trail centre. Here is the map and we are going to go through it right now so you will know just how these things work, and they are pretty similar wherever you are in the world, so you will be able to get to know where you're going. Let's talk colour grading to begin with then, because all trail centres are pretty much graded using a colour system. Now here it's pretty much a universal thing as well, so we've got green is the easiest, blues, and then depending where you are in the world, it will go red and then black, and then you have things like black diamond and even double black diamond. And you can see all these are clearly labelled on here. Now we're going to go one step further because on this map they've done it really well, and actually if we go across, it's got the colour graded route on the map and then a description and a distance of the trail here. So if we take Copperhead Road, look, it's a black diamond, so it's a pretty tricky trail, but then it tells you, look, single track, very difficult, and the length of it, and a brief description as well, so you know what you're letting yourself in for. If you're hitting a trail centre for the first time, then just be careful because there are a few sort of rules and safety tips to look out for, and you can see they've listed them on here. It's basic common sense a lot of the time, not pushing up the trails, no littering, things like that, no smoking or motorised vehicles. Just have a quick scan through because it's generally for your safety and the other rider's safety as well. Within a lot of bike parks, you can have quite a bit of man-made features, and these can be really good. They can range from jumps and drops, berms, and all sorts, down to rollers, these kind of man-made lumps like this. They can be any shape or size. They can be nice and little like this. They can be much larger, and they're really good for helping to generate and accelerate on the trail. But how do we go about doing this? When you pump, you're going to use your bike and your body in tandem to compress and squish and then extend over the rollers to push down the backsides to generate that speed. Okay, on approach, you're going to have head up, eyes on the prize. You're going to absorb it and push down the backside. Lovely. Let's watch that in slow motion so we can get a really good in-depth look at just how it's done. As you go up the face of that roller, you are going to sort of absorb it. You're going to bend your arms and legs as your bike goes up the face of it. And then as your front wheel crests over the other side, you're then going to push. Use your arms to push the front, and the back wheel will follow, obviously, down the back side of it. And that's going to shoot you out, and you're going to gain a ton of speed. This process is also really good to use in berms as well, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. Parks are stacked with a ton of different trails and a lot of riding, and because of this, it means you're going to be hitting a lot of turns. So the two main types of turns that we're going to look at right now are the berm and the flat turn. So let's start with the berm. Berms are banked or built up turns designed to help carry your speed and guide you around a corner. Much like you can see here, you use the camber of this turn to lean into it and help really rail a berm. Few top tips for railing berms then. Try to keep your pedals level. You're going to want to keep your bike and your body all in one line as you lean into the turn. And what that's going to do is really put the force through the bike, through the tyres, into the berm for maximum grip. Head up, looking at the exit. You don't want to be down at the front wheel looking like that. You want to be seeing where you want to go. You'll nail it. Good luck. This is a flat turn, and yep, you guessed why, because it's dead flat. Now the technique differs here slightly to what you would do on a berm. You're more than likely going to drop your outside foot, the outside pedal if you like. What this is going to do is help keep your weight nice and low and forcing more pressure through the wheels and tyres again to really grip and bite into the ground. If there's some ruts, you might find yourself with your pedals nice and level, but generally you'll be squatted into the bike, keeping that weight nice and low, really looking to maximise the grip so that you don't wash out. Next up then on my list of trail centre skills that you're going to have to get acquainted with is jumping. And luckily, no, I don't mean massive senders, but there are a few different types of jumps out there which you're probably going to come across of varying different sizes as well. So let's take a little look at those. Keep your eyes peeled then when you are hitting jumps, because when you choose your trail, normally the harder the trail gets, or the grading, like I said at the beginning of the video, the bigger the jumps will get as well. And when they get really big, when you're talking blacks, black diamonds and double black diamonds, you're gonna have big old holes in the middle. But as always, for really in-depth, really great videos on how to jump, We've done some real good ones linked in the description below. Holy moly, would you look at this? This is a confusing piece of trail, and because there are multiple lines to go down, I've got a left line and a right line. I can see there's a drop or a jump over there as well. That's crazy. Now, bike parks do see a lot of traffic, and due to the nature of them and the way they're built, they have multiple line options. So knowing what to do at these certain junctions, if you like, is crucial. Intermediate type trails are going to have A and B lines, so a line that's harder than the other one, A and B, A generally being the harder one. And what that's designed to do is to push you to your limit so that you can progress, if you like. Red sort of trails, black trails certainly do when the features get harder, and this is a prime example of it. So I'm going to show you each line just real quick, because this one, it involves jumping. That is harder. This one here is just quite a steep, rocky roll. This one, you got to actually clear a gap. You fall in there and it's going to be game over. So when you are riding trails, just keep your eyes peeled for split lanes. And also line choice can come down to actually avoiding rougher ground as well. If you are new or you're on a hardtail or even a rigid, crikey, well done to you. But and you want to avoid braking bumps, you might look for a line around or a smoother line around some routes like that. So all these little things are just worth bearing in mind when you do go to the trail centre. There we go then, some great skills to learn for the next time or the first time you visit a bike park. I hope they've been really, really helpful. If there are any more, why not let me know in the comments down below. I do love to hear about them, but it's been great. Thanks very much for joining, everyone. I'll catch you later. Cheers.